Hello everyone, my name is Dorian and welcome to another track guide with the LMP2. We are at Daytona and there's tons of races here this season. So we have the 24-hour, we have IMSA, we have IMSA. So this one's gonna be one guide to rule them all, I guess, because I fucking hate this track. There, I said it. Took me about 5 hours to make this track guide and help Doc dial in the setup. So if you want to show some appreciation on this one, I would love if you could subscribe to the channel and like the video. If it helped you at all, of course. If it didn't, tell me to, go fuck myself. That's okay. Now, I'm just going to show you guys the lap real quick, and then we're going to go over it corner by corner. See you on the track. Okay, so we're coming up to turn number 1, looking for a braking point. Right past this green cone, that's sort of my indication. I'm already looking to the left, so it's very easy to spot. So as it kind of disappears from my field of view, I'm going to start braking. So you can see I'm lifting right now. And downshifting, braking very hard, peaking at around 90%, but you have to gradually release it as you go through this corner because you're not going straight at any point. So you really have to release it pretty quickly, but also stay on the brakes long enough for the car to slow down sufficiently for the corner. So still at around 40%. Now starting to trail brake just a little bit. I'm in second gear. I'm gonna turn in. I'm gonna really turn in the car once I pass this, or as I get close to this change of color. I don't know if it's a shadow or a change of color. I'm pretty sure it's the latter. Hugging this tire wall, trying to clip it as a late apex, so right around here is when I want to put my left front. And as I do, I'm going to open up the wheel and start to return to the throttle very subtly. See, I'm still kind of neutral here, trying to catch the rear end. It does want to kick out. And around 40-50%, gradually 60, 70, 80%. A little bit of hesitation there as the back end kicks out, catching it, and I'm going back to 100. Now you don't want to hug the outside here, which will turn to the inside of this corner, because if you clip this dirt, it will upset the car, so try not to do that too much. And that will bring us nicely to the next corner. So as this patch of dirt kind of starts, that's where I'm going to start braking. Braking again, peaking at 90%, but releasing very quickly, trying to avoid the lockup. And you can easily lock up the rear tires as well here, so you can spin on entry. Try to avoid that, obviously. Just put it in first. And as I put it in first, really start trail braking and let the car go neutral in the mid corner. Again, I'm trying to keep the car as steady as possible. It really does have a tendency to over-rotate here on entry, pretty much on all corners. So you want to keep that in mind and be very gentle on entry. And as I kind of finish, let's say 60-55% of the corner, Slowly going back to the power. As I open up the wheel, I give it more and more. It's still gonna over-rotate on me just a little bit, and I'm gonna catch it. But it's not too bad. You can handle that. It doesn't cost you too much time. And I'm back to 100%. Committed the whole way through here. Easy 5th gear corner coming up. Just flat out. Hug the inside. When you have cold tires, really take it easy here. Small lift on the first couple first couple of laps, and yeah, that will do just nicely. Looking for a braking point here, right as these cones start. So right around here, a little bit before them, as we reach this kind of apex here. Braking very hard for a short period of time, and again, releasing it gradually as I progress through the corner. All the way down into 2nd gear. Just now put it in 2nd. I'm gonna stay in 2nd for a little while before I put it in 1st. Right here, I put it in 1st gear, right as I turn in the car. So the turn-in point, I would say, it's when this patch of grass kind of disappears, even though you're not looking at it by any means. But this is sort of when you want to turn in as you put it in 1st gear. And try to carry the speed into the corner. It's very easy to kill all the speed, scrub it all off before you go in. So I'm going to fully release the brake and let the car kind of flow into the corner. 98 kilometers an hour, 97. And as soon as I kind of get close to the curb, I'm going to go back to the power very, very, very gradually here. So 30, 40, staying on it for a while. Not trying to flick it or do anything sudden. 50% now as I open up the wheel. Still around 50 at this point, but now I'm starting to increase at 60%. Very hesitant, very lazy. And as I get close to the curb, I'm going to upshift into 2nd, and only after I put it in 2nd, I'm going to floor it. So I do not floor it in 1st gear at all. I hover between 40 and let's say 70%, depending on the track conditions and the car's conditions. And that's where I play around with until I put it in 2nd gear. Going all the way to the right, up to 4th gear and back into 2nd. And start braking right around here. Right here. Again, peaking very hard and releasing very quickly. Time to turn in right around here. As this kind of point merges out. And see the patch of grass. So once you pass it, you can start turning in the car. You don't want to clip this apex too much. There is a nasty bump there. I've managed to somehow survive it. But if you go a little bit wider, it might be better for you. And again, I'm letting the car go neutral. There's a lot of neutrality here, which is, you know, technically not recommended. But that's how I deal with the bumps and the snap oversteer on exit. A little bit of neutrality. Slowly in 2nd gear, going back to the throttle. 30, 40%, slowly increasing it into 50%. And as I open up the wheel, I'm a little more aggressive, but I'm still very gradual. So see, I took it all the way up to, let's say, 80%. And only now back to 100 because it does want to snap here on the exit. Let the car go wide and then return to the apron and hug it the whole way through. Nothing special. And looking for a braking point for the bus stop. So it's going to be right past this yellow guy here. So I would say the 1.5. As I kind of get to it, so right at it. So as we get to it, we're going to start braking, peaking at 90%. And here we can stay on it for a short period of time because we already have to turn in. We're going to start to turn in right after the 1 sign. Into 4th gear. And I'm going to stay in 4th for a little while here. Even though I want to take this corner in 3rd, I want to take the first apex in 4th. Flip it nicely. And as I pass it, put it in 3rd just now. So I'll have that turn in for the right-hander. So a little bit of an oopsie here. You don't want to actually clip this first apex too much. You might be better off staying a little bit wider so you can have a better approach for the final apex or for the final right corner. This way you'll get a little bit less understeer. So I lost maybe a 1/10 here understeering my way out. I couldn't be as early on throttle as I wanted to. or as aggressive really. I was pretty early on throttle, so past the first apex. Already going back to the power, 60%-ish. Modulating it a little bit because I'm trying to rotate the car still. I'm clipping this nicely, and I want to have a more... I want the car's front end to be more to the right here. So it'll be easier on the exit. So wider approach on the first left-hander, on the first right-hander, sorry. Just missing it a little bit would really serve you well here on the exit. Back to around 90%, straighten out the wheel, making sure I'm not getting off track here. This is pretty much as you can cut it here. And flat out from this point on, hugging the apron, nothing special about it. And that will give us a 132.303. I hope you guys enjoyed this track guide. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Hop on over to Minds and Docs Discord. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.